Hey, everybody, what is up? It's your good friends Corey Camp, Kyle Howard, and Brian McGill back at you with another What's Up Wednesday. We are going to celebrate our independence one more time today. One more time.
One more.
Let's do it. We have a very special interview with Kelly Garris, the author of a new course in our Learning Center. We will introduce here shortly. So let's get started. We're still riding high on the Better Together conference. And the reason why we're celebrating our independence today is because you are in control of your professional learning. You are able to independently manage your growth here at Sibme. And we see over 200 people still accessing the Better Together Summit content on demand. So put your hands together for all that hard work. Way to keep it up.
Yeah. Great job.
You can celebrate your independence all summer long. In fact, all year long if you need to. This will be available for, I believe, the entire 2019. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, the entire 2020-21 school year.
I know,
so get in,
21.
Dive back in, and stay a part of the conversation in the Better Together Summit account. Corey, what you got cooking?
Well, I also am just so excited about all of the continued engagement. I mean, people are getting in there and definitely viewing all of the live sessions on demand, which is awesome. And they get to use the Sibme technology to leave comments at specific moments during those live sessions, just as if they were in that live chat feature. We're starting to see people responding to each other. Presenters are coming back in and responding to any questions of people who are viewing it on demand. Really some exciting stuff. So if you registered for the Better Together Summit, and whether or not you've had a chance to get in there and watch anything, look for some emails from us later this week and into next week. If you're a presenter, we'll also kind of give you a heads up if anyone's been engaging in your account. We turned off notifications for the whole account just because the sheer volume, over 3,000 people registered and presenting, and that's a lot of notifications. And so you'll have to go in there and kind of check those out, but we'll be sending some emails out later this week and next, letting you know how to stay engaged. And it really is, that was our dream. That was our vision, was that we would have a place where everyone could come together and voices could rise to transform professional learning, but that those voices wouldn't go away after 2 days. And so we've just been completely ecstatic that it's continued to happen. Kyle, I know you've been watching the numbers of people still registering for the conference. And so we'll put in the comments here how you can register if you aren't yet registered for on-demand access.
And I'm excited about, just like you said, those numbers continue to climb. And not only that, those numbers continue to climb during the holiday weekend. So that tells us that people are still engaged during this holiday time. And that's the beauty of it. That's exactly what's the overall goal of the conference here. So that's always great news.
You can log on to the Better Together Summit through the Sibme app on your mobile device. So whether you're on the boat, you're at your campsite, you've got you're out at the beach, whatever you've got some me time, you want to go ahead, tune in to the Better Together Summit. I think we're going to have some live events at different parts of the school year that's coming up. Sneak peek, everybody.
Yep. Brian's giving it away. I love it though. Yeah. TJ and the team and I haven't talked exactly about how we plan on bringing all of the live events we already have into that account. But yeah, that's definitely something we're looking at, utilizing our live stream feature in some ways, I think, there as well. Also, just in case you are overwhelmed by all of the content there. I don't know how many exact hours, but I know there's probably over 60 hours of content you can view and certificates you get for those. But if you're like me, and whenever I'm viewing things on demand or I'm listening to an audiobook, I like to up the speed up a little bit. So that's something that you can do with the Sibme platform, is you can increase or slow down the pace that the video plays back for you. So if you want to listen to it on 1.5 speed or, a 3/4 speed, you can. So it will be able to be adjustable for you as well. Some of our presenters were amazing fast talkers like Doug. Him, I slowed down a little bit when I went and rewatched some of those pieces because he just had so much good content. Others were slower talkers and had really great, pause moments that if you are watching just independently, you might want to speed up a little bit as you go through. So lots of ways you can utilize the different features in the Sibme app for that. All right, here's the other thing I've been working on. In the middle of all of the Better Together conference, I've been working with one of my favorite coaches. I've got a lot of favorite coaches, but Kelly is one of my favorites. Kelly Pitman and I have been working. Actually, I've just been helping her. She's been doing all the heavy lifting on this really exciting new course. We launched the Learning Center August of last year, almost a year ago now, just shy of that 12-month mark. And our goal with the Learning Center was not only to provide a little bit more automaticity and independence in learning how to use the Sibme platform, which is pretty simple and user-friendly, but also show people how and why even they might consider using not just video, but Sibme as this transformative tool for learning in their organization. So we've created several courses now and still more coming around specific professional learning models for those who are looking at their own professional learning or facilitating professional learning of others. Courses like self-reflection and video, leadership calibration is the next one coming out with video in your team. Lesson study and video, blended professional learning and video. These are all free courses that we've offered. All of our courses offer the theoretical background around that professional learning model and why video is a transformational tool, and then several downloadable, how does it work? What does it look like? Activities that you can use right away to begin to implement that model with video. But this is a different project. This comes from our Director of Virtual Learning, Allison Burnett. This is her brainchild. She said, especially as we go into next year, thinking about all of the restrictions around traditional professional development, which traditionally happens face-to-face, schools are going to be looking for ways to provide quality professional learning to teachers for their own growth. And I think we should do that. So we enlisted Kelly Pitman, who will come on here in a minute, to create this course. It's a teacher learning series. So this course is designed for teachers in the classroom or soon to be teachers in the classroom. Our first topic is formative assessment. Kelly's going to talk with us a little bit about why that's so important, but this course is amazing, you guys. You're going to fall in love with Kelly Pitman, Coach Kelly, as we call her. It's really, she's been putting a ton of work into this course, and I could not be more proud of all of the work. So without further ado, welcome Kelly Pitman.
Hi. Now I'm with the cool kids.
That's right.
Hey, Kelly, you're doing what the cool kids do, joining us at Sibme app for a What's Up Wednesday. We're so glad to have you here. Thank you for all your hard work on this this special project.
Yeah, she's been doing, burning the midnight oil, creating resources and videos and all kinds of things, really thinking uniquely about the teacher learning experience. So this can be a self-paced course, right? They can take it all in a good fell swoop, or they can kind of do it throughout the course of the year if they wanted to. Lots of independence in that. So the timing and the title of today's episode is very fitting, I think. Kelly,
for sure. And this is exciting work. I'm just the further I get into making the work happen, the more potential I see for teachers out there taking this course.
Yeah, we're really excited. The course will launch Friday, so we'll tell you more about that in a minute. But let's start with I'd love for you to share with us the why behind the course, why we chose formative assessment. So we've identified that as a critical for learning in general, but especially next year. Tell us what you think about that, Kelly.
Yeah, well, formative assessment for learning. I mean, we want to think about student impact, right? I mean, Sibme believes this, and I've believed this the whole time I've been coaching. I just want students to have the best teacher they can have with the teacher that they have, right? So when we are thinking about that, we work for student impact, and formative assessment is research proven to impact student learning. So when we're thinking about next year and finding students where they are, I mean, that's all what formative assessment does. You have to determine where students are and where they need to go and how to close that gap. That's formative assessment. So next year, I mean, there's a lot of talk about remediation versus acceleration of students, and just what are we going to do? That's the big question, right?
Yeah. You and I had that conversation with Doug Fisher and Steve Barkley. What do we do? A lot of people are looking at remediation, but really a lot of us are saying acceleration is the answer, but you can't do that well without formative assessment.
Yeah, formative assessment is going to be the tool that you leverage in your teaching to make learning happen with students.
Definitely. Brian?
So talk to us a little bit about what folks should be getting out of this course.
Well, I have several resources that I have developed that will be interspersed between the 4 hours of online coursework. So I'll be coming on and showing some research and defining what formative assessment entails and the process of formative assessment, and then take you all the way through. If you were a participant in the course, I would be taking you all the way through implementing some formative assessment into an upcoming lesson. So, and I even have a lesson plan template that you might want to use, or it'll work with whatever you usually use for your lesson planning as well.
That seems pretty comprehensive. What do you think, Corey?
Yeah. One of my favorite sections of the course is what you call the tool blitz, where you go over 27 plus, because you give online variations, and that I think is the key. Is formative assessment. We may have this down as a teacher in school or in person classroom, but how do I think about it differently when I'm online and when I'm meeting synchronously virtually like we are right now? Or maybe I've got students who are working on their own online during part of the day. How do I still weave in formative assessment and utilize that? And you give some really great examples in the Tool Blitz section of the course.
Well, and a lot of that, Corey, grew out of, just in my own reflection of when I'm coaching teachers and we talk about formative assessment, what are the questions they ask me, right? And there's usually 4 or 5. I can depend on every teacher asking me when the topic of formative assessment comes up. So that was one of them. Like, what do I do? What are some ideas for making it happen? So that's where the Tool Blitz came from.
Yeah. And not only do you go over those tools, but you give some implementation notes to make them really powerful formative assessment tools. A exit ticket is just an end closing activity unless you're using it to inform instruction. So you give some really good examples of how to do that. I think my other favorite tool, which I got to see last night as we're wrapping up creation of everything, is the reflection guide that you created. So after
the teacher reflection journal, right? Yeah. So after the whole course, and I kind of just told the participants, as my parting gift, I wanted to make sure they had something they could carry away and really apply after implementing formative assessment process into a lesson. So that's where the teacher reflection journal came from.
Yeah, because I think so much of our teacher professional learning is front-loaded in, here's what it is, here's the research behind it, here's what it looks like, now go do it. And there's no support in that messy middle part of things that helps me identify, not only did it work, did it not work? That might be kind of easy to see. It didn't work this time, but maybe through reflecting, like with your reflection journal resource, I can start to identify maybe why it didn't. Maybe I was missing one of those essential elements from the checklist that you provided in the course, or maybe I hadn't thought about the impact more specifically during planning, and so that was the missing piece. So I can do that particular strategy again, and I just make a tweak to it. So I think that's going to be really, really powerful. Again, it's a 4-hour course, which sounds like a lot of time, but this part of that was, we really want this to be in depth, and we want you to take it at your own pace. You may take it less than 4 hours. It may take you a little bit longer, if you're depending on how, the knowledge you bring to the course, and what all you have on your plate as you're going through the course, as well as just the time that you take in it. But
and with all those resources, Corey, it's not like I'm just going to throw a bunch of resources at you and take off. I mean, really spend the time to work on those resources with the participants through the course.
Yeah, definitely. And you invite them to step away and implement a little bit, and then come back, and then you help them think about through the reflection. What's also exciting about this is there is a level 2 of this. So again, that messy middle part, maybe I've got my reflection journal and I've designed my lesson with Coach Kelly's guidance, but then I feel like I maybe still need a little bit more support. We've built in level 2. We'll talk a little bit more about this in another What's Up Wednesday episode as we get some people going through level 1, but that's the opportunity to take advantage of our Sibme virtual coaching service, and where you get a personalized coaching session with a Sibme virtual coach. Do you want to talk a little bit about level 2, Kelly?
Well, sure. So first of all, let's distinguish. Level 1 is just basically me talking to any of the participants as if you were on the other side of my screen and I was coaching you right then, right where you are, right where I am, coaching session kind of thing. But then throughout the course, as I'm coaching you and all the way into implementing the formative assessment process into your lesson, then you might take that further and sign up for level 2, where you have a Sibme virtual coach review your lesson plan and coach you through any adjustments, and then do a self-recording and coach you through that self-recording using the Sibme technology, and then give you some feedback on your recording and lead you through a guided reflection as well. So it's just another way to keep implementing the professional growth that you are doing to benefit your students.
Yeah, definitely. So exciting. Kyle.
Yes, I'm really excited about it. And the really most important thing is that, for one, this course is free. This is free for teachers to access. And throughout this time, when I'm getting feedback from our Better Together conference, teachers that attended, they still need support. And this is a great way to show that. So to say that, how can we find access to this course? How can teachers access this course?
Well, Kyle, I'll answer that because I'm controlling the screen on this side. So let me share my screen over here and let you know that first, again, this is a completely free course, but it is intended for Sibme subscribers. So it's free for you. If you're already a Sibme subscriber, we'll show you how you can get access. You can pre-enroll in the course. But if you're not a Sibme subscriber, let us know. We've actually got a specific account where we're going to be adding in those singletons, those small groups of teachers who say, we don't currently have Sibme, but this is a course I'd really like to take. We'll get you set up with a Sibme account. And as you take that course, if you're not a part of a large school that's taking the course together, you're going to be able to engage with people, a global community, much like our Better Together conference, of others who are taking the course as well.
Are we able to put down that link in the chat? Can we do that?
Yeah, we can definitely do that. So our friends, our team at Sibme just added the link into the comments there, so you can go ahead and check it out. But head over to the Learning Center, learn.sibme.com. You'll find our brand new category, Sibme Teacher Learning Series. This is just the first in a set of series that we plan to create. So if you click on the Sibme Teacher Learning Series, you'll see this course here right now. It will officially open. Our plan is for Friday. So we're just making some final tweaks today, and we'll do one more final review of it, and then it'll be open on Friday. But you can absolutely pre-enroll, which just means you'll send us your email. And if you already have a Sibme account, we'll get you all set up. This will actually be a part of the Getting Started bundle in Sibme. So if you are a Sibme subscriber and you're logged into the Sibme web app, you'll find the link to the Getting Started bundle right inside Sibme. So let me show you how that looks over here on my screen, and you'll see that same link there. It will automatically enroll you in the course if you are a member of the Learning Center Getting Started bundle. So for those who are already there, let me just go to the Better Together, because anyone who attended Better Together has access to this course now. By the way, just go to the Sibme Learning Center right here. It takes you to our Getting Started bundle, of which you will enroll in the bundle, and then you'll find our course right here. So you'll already have access immediately Friday when we open it up. Again, if you have questions, feel free to shoot us an email. You'll find our contact information on the landing page of the course. But again, I am just so excited about all this will offer. And the reason we want you to have access to Sibme in order to access the course is at the end, you'll be designing a lesson and then reflecting on how that lesson goes. So you're going to be able to utilize Sibme's technology, your private personal workspace to view that lesson and utilize that reflection journal, the checklist, the lesson plan, all of those things right there in Sibme. And if you're working with a coach, that's how you're going to be engaging with them and sharing with them the video of your lesson. So for level 2.
So and I think even for level 1, there's a certificate of completion, and then even more, another certificate at the end of level 2 if you go that far.
Yes, yeah. Level 2 will have an additional 3 hours. So you have the opportunity to earn up to 7 hours of professional learning between level 1 and level 2. But again, we're really excited about everything that this course has to offer. So if you're a Sibme subscriber, you already have access to it. You just have to wait till we open up all the lessons on Friday.
Where else can you do professional learning? 7 hours worth of professional learning on your couch. You know, where else can you do that?
I know it. Kelly, I just wanted to let you know, Allison's watching. She said Kelly Pitman is too cool for school. So definitely true. I think your presence in the course on camera is just so amazing, and it does feel like you're just sitting on the other side of the table from Coach Kelly, and you guys are just having a chat and conversation about instruction and student learning. It's pretty amazing.
That was the goal. And then also, like I said, just to make that student impact so that they can have the best teacher they can have with the teacher they have.
I love it. Kyle, Brian, anything else before we let Kelly go today?
Kelly, thanks for sitting down with us. You are the coolest.
So fun. Yeah,
definitely.
Coach Kelly, thank you for all of what you do and for taking the time for talking with us on What's Up Wednesday today. And we are definitely excited about this launch of this new course. And I know,
me too.
I know we have some viewers that are excited about it too. So make sure that y'all click the link below and register for that.
Definitely. All right,
Celebrate your independence with Kelly Pitman. Talk to you soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.